Hello, church. Thanks so much for taking the time to watch this video. Our heart is to give you a quick update to help you understand where we're at, what we're thinking, and what it might look like for a return to meeting in public. I know a lot of us have grown restless, and I understand. I think cabin fever has set in for a lot of us, and we're anxious as a result of that. And we understand. We get it. I feel like that myself, and I'm having to weigh that feeling along with that which is prudent and wise, and try to come up with ideas to help continue to move our church in the direction that we need to go. We've met as a staff. We're going to be meeting as a group of elders. You know that our governor has been released to make decisions by our national government to open as he feels it is safe and we are ready. That means we've got a lot to consider as a church. How do we prepare ourselves for meeting back together in this space? And meeting together is a very important part of what we do. Hebrews 10:24-25 reminds us that meeting together is an important part of the encouragement process it takes to live our Christian faith every single day outside the walls of the church, outside the walls of our home, and in an environment that is in desperate need of that light to shine. So meeting together is it's something we don't need to take for granted, and it's something that we can't just let continually to fall by the wayside. So we are praying, we are talking, we're strategizing together, we're coming up with a multi-phase plan to prepare us to really begin to get back together in the same space. We're hoping, if all goes well, I'm going to throw out a date to you today, that we're hoping to have some kind of a soft opening, some kind of at least some kind of a service offering by May 17th. Now, all of that is up in the air. It's all something that's subject to the powers that be and people who are around us. But ultimately, we know that that's okay to pursue because that's what God would have us to do. And so we are praying over that, and we're going to invite you into that time of prayer. And here's how we're going to do that. One, I'd love to hear any of you who are willing to pray on the hour, the top of the hour, every single day leading up into the time in which we have to make a decision. And so I want you to, if you can do that, just type underneath here, I'm praying, I will pray. And when we get to the top of the hour, maybe you have the good fortune of working with other Christian people, use that opportunity to gather with them, to pray, and to pray for your church, to pray for your leaders, to pray for us as a staff team and your elders, and to pray for people who are making very difficult decisions in a very odd time. And I want to say this, and I hope that you'll hear my heart as I communicate this to you. No one has anticipated ever having to be a part of something like this. And the leaders who are making decisions, whether it's from a national level, a state level, or even down at a local level, and then all the way down into businesses and churches and other organizations throughout our own town and community. We've never done this before. We've never had to navigate this before. And I'm sure as you sit there, you are just like me. When I hear a press conference, I'm a phenomenal leader sitting on my couch watching press conferences. I am outstanding. My judgment is phenomenal looking back at the decisions others have already made. I would hope that we give our leaders the same love and grace and mercy that we expect for ourselves. Are they going to be perfect? No, they won't be. We already know that. Like the Bible makes it clear. The Bible makes it clear that we aren't going to be perfect. So we know they won't be perfect because we're in this together. And so I'm going to charge you to give these folks some love, some measure of grace and mercy as they try to do their very best to make sense of what it is that we're enduring and what it is that we're having to do. They're making very, very difficult choices that they never imagined having to make, and are trying to do what's in the best interest of everyone involved. And that's a lose-lose proposition. It just is. If you make one decision here, it's going to affect this differently here. If you make this decision over here and you don't take into consideration this, it's going to affect this in a much different way. And it's cyclical. And so these folks, and even us as a church, are making decisions that others are looking at and going, why are they doing that? And from the comfort of our couches, we have great vision. But we don't always, in these moments, get to have the luxury of looking back. We're trying to look forward. We're trying to see through a crystal ball, so to speak. And I believe that our God knows. I believe that he has all of this under his control. And I believe that seeking him is the only way we're going to be able to move forward with a sense of assurance and certainty. The only way we're going to be able to move forward with a sense of intentionality. And so I want to invite you into that. Top of every hour, say a prayer for the leaders, say a prayer for those making decisions. We want to invite you into that process. The other thing is that we are going to very shortly, within the next day to 2 days, roll out a sign-up sheet for a 24-hour prayer vigil. And really the idea behind this is that we will spend 24 concentrated hours praying for the leaders of our country, for those that are leading in our church, and for others who are leading within our community, and all that it takes to do that right now. I want you to pray specifically about our church, its mission, its vision, and how we're going to continue to do ministry within our community effectively and strong once this is done. Pray for us as staff and as leaders that we make wise decisions when it comes to reopening and gathering back together again. I'm hungry for it. I'm a part of a group on Facebook of pastors and church staff all across the globe. And one of the things that somebody in the group asked is, what is your pastor itching to do right now more than ever? And the overwhelming response is, meet back together. Right? To get back in the same space again. My heart is so right there. I've missed being with you. I've missed the smiles. I've missed the encouragement. I've missed the hugs. We've missed the opportunity to hear each other, right? Worship and sing and lift up praise to God together in the same room. And it'll be such a sweet, sweet day when we get the opportunity to do that. And we are looking forward to that with our whole heart. But we want to do it well. We want to do it right. We want to honor the Lord in all of that. Ultimately, I believe that we have done our very best to do just that through this process. And yet now we're in a position we have to make other choices. And so we are relying on you to provide that prayer foundation, that support base that is so important as we take these next steps and how we take those next steps. So lots of ideas that are floating around out there. And so engaging you in prayer will help us sift through those the best we can and make a smart, prayer-informed decision as we prepare to meet again. So look for these signups. Look for the opportunity. We're going to have you, for many of you that are comfortable, come up to the property one at a time and to walk it, to pray, and to be on the property while you do it. Some of you may not feel comfortable, and that's okay. You can pray from home. Some of you, especially that get the late night hours, may feel more comfortable praying from home, and you are perfectly welcome to do that. Just pray. Just be diligent in your efforts. Let's pour our heart out before God. Let's show him our dependence and trust. Let's demonstrate to him that we understand that wisdom does not come from just how smart we are, but that it flows from him through what he's given us in terms of our intellect and powers to understand and perceive. And so let's lean on him during this time. Guys, we love you. We've been saying that a lot on our streams, on our daily devotional videos. We've been saying we love you a lot because we want you to be reminded you're not alone. We're in this together. You're in this with us, and we're in it with you. And if you should need anything, if you need prayer, if you need support, in any way, if you're having a hard time just wrapping your head around all the things that are going on, and maybe the cabin fever is set in and you feel like you're like losing control, you know what, I can tell you, you're not by yourself in that. There are many people who are like, I could use a dose of reality and sanity. Can you help me? And we've had the good fortune to pray with people, to walk with people, to share testimonies about where we're at, and to encourage each other, even though it's from a distance. We'll be together again very soon. I believe that with all my heart. How it looks, we may not know all those details yet, but we will be together again. And I think because of what we've had to do over these last 6 weeks, 4 to 6 weeks, we're going to be a stronger, more vibrant, dependent church on God and God alone. We're going to find that we have learned to look inward as we try to serve outward. We've looked to strengthen each other as we look to provide for the needs of people that are outside the boundaries of our normal church boundaries. So, guys, I can't wait and I cannot fathom just how good it's going to feel to be in this space again. But it will, and we will. And I think with the right amount of prayer and dedication, we're going to do it really, really well. Thank you so much, church, for your continued support, for your kindness, for your service, for your patience in all that we've had to encounter. You've shown love and mercy and grace to this staff and this group of elders, and we're going to continue to lean on that as we provide and prepare to make a way for us to come back together. God bless you guys. Have a great week, and I look forward to hearing how you're going to join us in prayer over these next 8 to 10 days.